Okay, penultimate day of the block. We opened up with Hirishi Takahashi against Young Lion Koski Vegeta. This was what it was, 7.5 minutes. Hirishi wins with the Boston Crab. Vegeta gave him a good fight, but again, these matches are just to have the Young Lion. Next, we get to some G1. Satoshi Kojima taking the place of Tetsuya Naito against Kota Ibushi. Went under 15 minutes. Ibushi wins with the Kamigoye. And just to earn those 2 bonus points he was supposed to get if he was facing Naito today. Next up, Tomohiro Ishii against Yujiro Takahashi. Surprisingly good chemistry between these two guys. And Yujiro putting up a better fight than I thought he'd put up. But in the end, Ishii wins with a vertical drop brainbuster in 17 minutes flat. Then we get to Kenta against Tanga Loa. This was the meat and potato match first course of the meat and potatoes we need to get through. Loa put up one hell of a fight, but the ending kind of screwed it over. How to dodge! These sorts of dirty tactics. Kansas Sato and Marty Asami really need to learn this shit. That being said, Kenta wins with a schoolboy, but with his feet on the ropes. Loa never got a chance to rip a turnbuckle pad off. With that win, Kenta knocks Ishii out of the tournament. And moves himself up to 12. We get to ZSJ against Toriano. This was what we thought. The shenanigans took less than 10 minutes. It ends with Zack getting Yano in a cross arm breaker. While both men are handcuffed, Yano tries to get the key out to get himself free. Can't do it in time. Zack wins. He's at 12. Main event, Shingen Takagi against the Grado Khan. One hell of a hoss fight, I will give it that much. It ends with Pumping Bomber and Last of the Dragon just before the 26-minute call. Shingo was really having his ribs worked for a good bit of the match. Okan's tournament's officially done. He was supposed to face Naito on Monday, but he gets those 2 freebie points. He gets Kojima instead. So, going into the final day of the A block, let's run down the scenarios. For Shingo to win, and he's got the longest odds, go to the final, he's got the longest odds. He needs to beat Yujiro Takahashi. Pray by some miracle, Zack Sabre Jr. loses to Tanga Loa, and that Kenta loses, and that Kota Ibushi loses or goes to a draw with Kenta. Because if Ibushi wins, he's going to his 3rd block final. For Zack to win, he needs a win for himself over Loa, loss or draw by Kenta against Ibushi, because he's got the tiebreakers over Shingo and Kota. So his path isn't as arduous to victory. Ibushi, he needs to defeat Kenta and for Zack to lose to Tanga Loa. That's his only route into getting his 4th straight G1 finals appearance. And Kenta, he's got the least arduous path, in my opinion. He needs to win for himself and hope that Yujiro plays spoiler to Shingo Takagi. Now, of those scenarios, I say Zack getting knocked out would be the most logical, because he's going to come into this one super arrogant. And I would expect shit if it gets to that point. It's a 4-horse race in the A block going into Yokohama on Monday. How it despite being the IWGP World Heavyweight Champ, he's got the longest odds out of the 4. Because remember, he needs to beat Yujiro, he's got to have Loa lose to Zack, and he's got to have Ibushi either lose or go to a draw with Kenta. Kenta, on the other hand, has got probably the best odds out of the bunch. He's got to beat Ibushi and hope that Yujiro plays spoiler to Shingo or takes him to a time limit draw. Out of that logic, the former is more likely to happen than the latter in regards to the Shingo-Yujiro match. For Zack, he's already got Kenta or they go to or they go to a draw. Out of these three matches, I say that Kenta Ibushi is the one that is most likely to go to a draw. And that benefits Shingo and Zack more than it does Kota and Kenta. Because, let's face it, the highest total of points these guys can get when this tournament's over, when their block is run over, is 14. Not the case in the B block. The most any of them can get is between 16 and 18. 16 and 18. Because if you look at the B block, it's down to a 3-horse race. Evil at 12, and Okada and Cobb at 14 each. And tomorrow, in Yamagata, we could see a bit of a shakeup. Because look at the semi-main and the main event. The semi-main is Jeff Cobb against Evil, and the main is Okada against Tama Tonga. On paper, you would expect Okada to beat Tama Tonga. But I'm taking into account the probability of of House of Torture interference. Something that Tama doesn't want, but he'd be more than happy to take. Because for Evil, well, should he beat Cobb, and it's probably likely he's going to, that makes it a 3-way tie going into the Budokan, into the Nippon Budokan on Wednesday. Next week. And at that point, he needs to beat Sonata and Okada to lose, because Evil knows Okada's got the tiebreaker over him. Cobb needs Evil to lose and himself to beat Okada. And for Okada, even if he does lose to Tama Tonga, all he needs is a win and he's in the final, regardless of what Evil does. It's getting sticky as on the final block days, we're down to our so-called Magnificent Seven. It's down to Zack Sabre Jr., Shingo Takagi, Kota Okada. One of these 7 will win the G1 31. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be one hell of a dogfight between now and next Thursday. Leave a comment, smash the like button, sub to the channel. Mets 2128 is signing out. Goodbye and good night. Bang. And cut.